All right, finally getting around to flying this thing for you. Sorry it's taken so long. So these few pages of the manual are the most important. This does have the GPS module on it. When you get it, you will have to, or if you get it, if you want it, you will have to do the compass calibration because we're moving it from the location it's at. So that's important. So, and it's pretty easy. You just pick up the airplane, flip it over. But when you first fly it, I think it's this next page, if I can get it. It's the hardest part. I can't flip this over. Alright, so this is very important. Power on the controller, plug in the battery, and it's going to sit there for a minute, and the elevator is going to move up and down, and it's searching for the GPS. When the GPS is acquired, the elevator is going to move quickly, and then it'll center. There's virtual fence modes, so you can set a virtual fence like a big rectangle or a big circle around you. But when it's in this mode, it's not going to do anything. It's like like the throttle's active, but it slow pulses. It's like you can taxi the aircraft. Once you're ready to take off, then you're going to hold down the bind button on the controller back here. And let's see, you press and hold it. And if either of the vertical fence modes are off, let's see. If either of the circle virtual fence modes are active or if virtual fence is off, all control surfaces will wag, and then the throttle is now active. If the virtual fence mode is active, only the ailerons are going to wag left and right. Then you release the button. After setting the home location, then you must indicate which side of the airfield you're flying on. So the throttle will be inactive until the flying side direction is set. And you set that by moving the aileron stick. So basically, turn the controller on, plug the plane in, elevator is going to move up and down until it finds satellites. Once it finds satellites, it stops. And then if the virtual fence is on, the ailerons, these guys are going to wag back and forth, and then you pick which side of the field. So my airplane's pointing to the right. I'm going to be flying over that way. I would point the aileron stick to the left. If the airplane is facing the opposite direction, I'd face it to the right. And if it's a circle, I don't think it matters. But it's important to set all that, because if you do the auto land function, it's going to come in and it needs to land in the wind and all that. Let's see. You can deactivate the GPS. This is how you set the virtual fence modes. So if you want to set a circle fence, a small one or a large one, and then the airfield virtual fence. Now, I don't know if I have virtual fence turned on or not. I haven't done this in a while. But you got the LED indicator, which is right on the front of the plane right there. And it'll tell you if the virtual fence is off, slow yellow flash until the home point's set. Once home point direction's set, a solid yellow. And then, let's see, circle virtual fence, small. So we'll find out what it's set to when I plug it in. And then it tells you like what the button does. You can do a holding pattern mode. There's a fail-safe, deactivating the virtual fence. I think one more page right here maybe goes into like the auto landing, auto land mode and stuff. So it's important to get to know all this stuff. I haven't flown this thing in a while, so I don't remember everything off the top of my head. So turn the controller on. Now these 4 LEDs right here, that's not the battery indicator for the controller, that's the battery indicator for the airplane, if the airplane has telemetry, which I don't remember if it does or not. We'll find that out too. I'm gonna pass this off to my lovely assistant. There you go. All right. Now plug the plane in. Close up the hatch. Set it facing into the wind. Alright, you can see the elevator's wagging up and down slowly, so it's searching for GPS. And this is the first time I've plugged this thing in probably a year or so. It might take a minute. Sorry for the long video. Just trying to be thorough. Okay. It's found GPS. And the ailerons aren't wagging yet. Okay, so my virtual fence is probably turned off because the ailerons aren't doing anything. So at this point, it's probably going to be in taxi mode, which means if I give it throttle, oh yeah, and that is the airplane battery, so it does have telemetry. So 4 bars in the battery. If I give it throttle right now, it's probably going to pulse. Yep. So you have to press and hold the bind button. Maybe just got to tap it. I can't remember. Let's see. Press and hold it. There it goes. Okay, now it's ready to fly. Now these switches, I can't remember what they do. We're going to find out while I'm flying. I think default, all the switches up, it's in like safe mode. One of these turns off safe mode so you can do loops and stuff. But I need to hand launch this because if I try to go full throttle, it's just going to nose over into the grass because my grass is too long. So I'm going to hand launch it. All right, so I'm going to hold it up. I'm going to throw it into the wind. All right, and that's hands off. Ailerons to the left. And if I let go of the sticks, it goes straight and level. So it's a very smooth flying plane. Now let's see, I'm gonna flip switch H. Switch H appears to be throttle hold, so that just kills the throttle completely. So switch F here, let's see what switch F does. I don't know what F did. You know, I think F is dual rates, so with it down you get a little bit less aileron and elevator. Now switch D. Let's see. Sorry, I'm flying to the sun here. Switch D. I don't think switch D really does anything. Now let's say switch B up here on the left. Okay, there we go. So switch B all the way down. That lets you open up like full aerobatic mode. So if you want to do rolls and stuff with it, or loops. And this is the mode that I like to fly in. All right, I'm going to turn that off. So with this mode, with all the buttons or switches like fully up or fully back, you just let go of the sticks and it goes right back to straight and level. Now I believe if I tap the bind button once, all right, so tap the bind button. Okay, I'm not touching anything. The bind button puts it in a holding pattern. So it's flying by itself right now, completely by itself. I'm not doing anything. And it's just gonna circle above you, above the home position. And sorry, it keeps on going to the sun there. But as you can see, I'm not doing anything. It's flying itself completely. So, yep. I think you can control the throttle. Nope, you can't even control the throttle when it's on that mode. So now if I say I don't know how to land it, if I press and hold that bind button for 3 seconds, we'll watch the plane. I'm going to press and hold it. Got it? All right. 1, 2, 3. Now it's going to land itself. Now I'm not touching anything at all right now. I'm literally not touching anything. It's going to come in and land itself. You can pull back on the elevator and stuff. but it's landing itself. And my grass is long, so it does that. So we'll flip it over, it'll take off again, it's fine. So, but yeah, this plane is pretty cool. It's great for beginner if you've never flown an RC airplane. I'll try to do some low passes here. Put my neck strap back on here. So yeah, sorry again for the very long video, but I just want to be really thorough with it and show you how cool of a plane it is, because that holding pattern, and it can land itself for you. Now, I highly recommend mowing your grass before you fly it, because those tires aren't big enough for this really tall grass that I've got here. And it'll just nose over every time I land or try to take off. So. But yeah, if you got like a dirt area or even like a little driveway or road to take off from, it's you know, perfect for that. All right, and I'm going to try to land it a little better than the auto land. Let's see if I can land it without it flipping over here. Nope. All right. And my grass is just way too long to land it properly. But it's a tough plane. That's not going to hurt it, just flipping it over like that a little bit. But yeah, this thing's pretty awesome. The only little bit of damage I have is, you know, right here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. And maybe on the other side too. Let's see, let me turn my throttle hold on here. So there were like wheel pants on it. And when I'd land and the tires would hit, the wheel pants scraped up there. I think I eventually just broke the wheel pants off. So it doesn't have the wheel pants on there, but that's okay. Still in great shape. And a little bit of paint missing right here and on the other side too. But yeah, great little plane. Let me know what you think. And hope you enjoyed the video.